Swarina Vihara Ati Kripa Budi Anyunya Mukha Nirisha Nadina Gramya Amanaiva Vichmrita Kalavadi. Word-to-word translation. Word-to-word translation. Tatrapi, in that condition, in the society of human beings, descended from monkeys, Buddha, without hesitation, Swarina, independently, without reference to the goal of life, Viharan, enjoying like monkeys, Ati Kripana Buddhi, whose intelligence is dull, because he does not properly utilize his assets. Anyunya, of one another. Mukha Nira Shana, Mukha Nira Shana Adina, by seeing the faces of the man's body. They always desire one another. Gramya Kamana, by material activities for sense gratification. Eva only. Vishmarita, forgotten. Kala Avadi, the limited span of life, after which one's evolution may be degrading or elevating. Translation and purport by Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Translation. In this way, the descendants of the monkeys intermingle with each other, and they are generally known as Sudras. Without hesitating, they live and move freely, not knowing the goal of life. They are captivated simply by seeing the faces of one another, which remind them of sense gratification. They are always engaged in material activities known as Gramya Karma, and they work hard for material benefit. Thus, they forget completely that one day their small lifespan will be finished and they will be degraded in the evolutionary cycle. Repeat responsibly. In this way, the descendants of the monkeys intermingle with each other, and they are generally known as Sudras. Without hesitating, they live and move freely, not knowing the goal of life. They are captivated simply by seeing the faces of one another, which remind them of sense gratification. They are always engaged in material activities known as Gramya Karma, and they work hard for material benefit. Thus, they forget completely that one day their small lifespans will be finished and they will be degraded in the evolutionary cycle. Report. Materialistic people are sometimes called Sudras or descendants of monkeys due to their monkey-like intelligence. They do not care to know how the evolutionary process is taking place, nor are they eager to know what will happen after they finish their small human lifespan. This is the attitude of Sudras. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission, this Krishna consciousness movement, is trying to elevate Sudras to the Brahmana platform so that they will know the real goal of life. Unfortunately, being overly attached to sense gratification, materialists are not serious in helping this movement. Instead, some of them try to suppress it. Thus, it is the business of monkeys to disturb the activities of the Brahmanes. The descendants of monkeys completely forget that they have to die, and they are very proud of scientific knowledge and the process of material civilization. The word Gramya Kamana indicates activities meant only for the improvement of comforts. Presently, all human societies engage in improving economic conditions and bodily comforts. People are not interested in knowing what is going to happen after death, nor do they believe in the transmigration of the soul. When once When one scientifically studies the evolutionary theory, one can understand that human life is a junction where one may take the path of promotion or degradation, as stated in Bhagavad Gita 9:25. Yanti deva vrata devan pitrin yanti prita vrataha bhutani yanti bhutajya yanti mat yajino mam. Those who worship the demigods will take birth among the demigods. Those who worship ghosts and spirits will take birth among such beings. Those who worship ancestors go to their ancestors, and those who worship me will live with me. In this life, we have to prepare ourselves for promotion to the next life. Heavenly planets. Some, unknowingly, are degraded to lower animal forms. Those in the mode of goodness can engage in devotional service, and after that, they can return home back to Godhead. Yanti mam yajino api mam. That is the real purpose of human life. This Krishna consciousness movement is trying to bring intelligent human beings to the platform of devotional service instead of wasting time trying to attain better position in material life. One should simply endeavor to return home back to Godhead. Then all problems will be solved, as stated in Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Verse 17. Srinavatam Swakatha Krishna Punya do notishu hrit satam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, Super Soul, in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses the desire of material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee who relishes his messages, which are in themselves virtuous, when properly heard and chanted. One simply has to follow the regulative principles, act like a Brahmana, chant the Hare Krishna mantra, and read Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam. In this way, one purifies himself of the baser material modes, Tamagun and Rajagun, and becoming free from the greed of these modes, can attain complete peace of Godhead and one's relationship with him, and thus be promoted to the highest perfection. Siddhim Param Tataha. Om Gyana Timiranda Shya Gyana Jana Salakaya Chakshum Litam Yenata Smash. Chaitanya Manobistam Stapita Mina Bhutali Shwam Pakana Maya Dadati Swapadanti Kam. Hey Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagapati Gopisha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostite. Vanchaka Patarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Ivacha Patitanam Pavanabhyo Vaishnavbhyo Namo Namaha. Maum Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Srimati Bhakti Tirtha Swami Iti Namini. Namaste Krishna Padaya Prabhupadaya Vedanta Swami Iti Namini. Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharini Nevasisha Sunyavari Pashatyadi Satarini. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasari Gaura Bhattavinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. In this way, the descendants of the monkeys intermingle with each other, and they are generally known as Sudras. Without hesitating, they live and move freely, not knowing the goal of life. They are captivated simply by seeing the faces of one another, which remind them of sense gratification. They forget completely that one day their small lifespan will be finished and they will be degraded in the evolutionary cycle. So, uh, thank you again for inviting me to um, participate in this Sadhu Sangha. So, my gratitude to Yasredev, who he said, I'm also begging for the mercy of the assembled devotees to help me say something. So we can read from the text. I mean, to actually understand this text, you have to understand a little bit about the previous text, where Srila Prabhupada translates that uh, the Bogi yogis, the Pseudo Swamis, the yogis who come and pretend to be incarnations of the Supreme and who give false information. They give uh, their own concoction. They give their own mental concoction to deceive people. And Prabhupada explains in that verse that because they deceive themselves, they also deceive people. And people who get deceived, somehow or the other, one day might come in contact with a real person, Krishna. So in that verse, the previous verse, Srila Prabhupada was explaining in the purport that even such people, even after they are taught the process of Krishna consciousness, sooner or later, they may be attracted back to material enjoyment for now again. Today's verse, so this is telling us that such people tend to be incarnations of the Lord, and the teachings that they bring and the people who follow them, they are compared to monkeys. Why? Why are they compared to monkeys? Because Srila Prabhupada explains that monkeys are addicted to material enjoyment, especially sex life. And consciousness, they are low mental consciousness. Uh, uh, they cannot know the difference between the right and wrong. And that's why it is said that if the easiest way to even catch a monkey is you can put some peanuts, but that bottle you make sure it's the lid the a little bit smaller where the monkey's hand can enter. Once the monkey's hand enter the bottle and the monkey grabs the peanuts, because he has made a fist, he cannot bring the hand out. But he is not intelligent enough that he has to release the knot for the hand to be able to come out. He will still maintain the fist because he is so addicted to sense gratification that he doesn't want. So in this way, he will be stuck. If the bottle is a heavy bottle, he will be stuck right there and he'll get arrested. So similarly, people, when we have our mentality, when our mentality are reduced to that level of the monkeys, then that is what we do. We hold on to material activity. And even though we know we are suffering, it's taking us into our demise, into our path. But because we are so addicted to that sense enjoyment, we refuse to let the face go so that we can easily pull off our hand. We will keep holding it until that sense enjoyment devastates us. So when we are reading here, in Prabhupada said, they are captivated simply by seeing the faces of one another, which remind them of sense gratification. When we are captivated by seeing one another, Krishna explains that this particular sentence that Prabhupada said, Krishna explains it very nicely in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, verse 62, where Krishna says, whilst contemplating the object of the senses. Take, for instance, a lady goes to the shop, the store, and he sees a very beautiful dress, and she wants to have it, but she doesn't have one. The dress is so expensive. She doesn't have the money. Meanwhile, prior to that, one guy has been trying to make passes at her, but he knows that that guy is very rich. He sees, and the more she contemplates on the dress, she contemplates, look at the dress, look at all the various angles of the dress. The more she contemplates, gradually she develops serious attachment for that outfit. And once she develops serious attachment for the outfit, now his whole mentality, I have to get this. I have to get this, no matter. But she doesn't have the money to buy. The dress is worth $500. She doesn't have a dime. So whilst contemplating on this dress, what comes to mind? The immediate thing that comes to mind, lust. Because she has developed such an attachment. And Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita chapter 2, from 62 to 64, he explains gradually how we get on the object of the senses, we develop attachment for it. And from attachment, lust develops. And from lust, bewilderment of memory, anger. From lust, anger arises. And from anger, loss of intelligence, then bewilderment of memory. And this takes it down. So, like I'm saying, this lady sees that this dress, she's so attracted to it, she doesn't have the money. So attachment, the lust begins to develop into lust. No, what can I do to get this dress? Then immediately she gets reminded about the guy who has been making passes at her. So she goes to the guy. So what have you been saying? Are you still in it? Are you still good for it? Yeah. Okay. There is this dress at the store. It's $500. If you can, losing her memory. She's not even thinking straight. So somehow or the other is going to make a deal with this guy to get the $500 to go get this dress. And then, mom, she gets the money, she gets a relationship begins, and she completely forget that, oh, she even has a husband. And because of this lusty desire, her memory is completely gone. She will not even consider the pros and cons of the action she is taking until the day she is caught. This is Maya. Oh, I don't know. Please forgive me. It's Maya. So why is it Maya? It's you. Because of contemplating, because you've been contemplating seriously. That is why you are developing this lusty desire. And that's why in Bhagavad Gita, same Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3. Let's see what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3 also. Something very important. Bhagavad Gita, chapter 3, verse 36. Arjuna was asking Krishna, O descendant of Vrishni, by what is one impelled to sinful acts, even unwillingly, as if engaged with this? There's something within is pushing you. The Christian will call it the devil. The devotee will call it Maya. Something is pushing you. So Arjuna is confused. Arjuna asking Krishna, what is there within us that sometimes it pushes us so strongly to commit sinful activities, even unwillingly? And what answer did Krishna give? Krishna gives the answer. In text 37, Krishna gives answer. Bhagavad Gita chapter 3, text 37. Krishna says, the blessed Lord said, it is last. It is last only, Arjuna, which is born of contact with material modes and which is the all-devouring sinful enemy of this world. So that last, Krishna says, that last, when it engulfs your heart, it makes you do things that you don't even want to do because it blinds you, it bewilders you. So it makes you do things that you don't want to do. So this is the situation of the monkeys. When your mentality becomes like the level of the monkeys, this is what happens. You give yourself the opportunity for lust to take over your whole being. And in this way, all you look for is to satisfy the senses, things to enhance your sense gratification. And gradually, this will lead you down. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada is explaining how we, the living entities, are like that. Sometimes when we get so engulfed in material sense gratification, then we are compared to the monkeys. We are completely compared to the monkeys who are sense gratifiers. Basically, we call us Sudras. And that's why it is said that in Kali Yuga, everybody is a Sudra. Why? Because in Kali Yuga, we are all so attracted to sense gratification. Every arrangement we make is an arrangement to enhance our sense gratification. So how can we come out of this thing? Krishna is so merciful. He gives us the loophole. The loophole is we have to cultivate knowledge. And knowledge alone is not enough. We have to first cultivate knowledge. So Krishna gives us, so we should first do what? Bhagavad Gita chapter 4. These scriptures are like hot cake. If you take it seriously, they give us a lot of. Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, text 34. Krishna says the loophole is try to learn the truth. Jesus has said something in the Bible that know the truth and the truth shall make you free. So how do you know the truth? How are you going to know the truth? So here in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna explains you how to know the truth. He said, just approach a bona fide spiritual master, inquire from him submissively, render service to him. And the self-realized, so what? We impart knowledge unto you. Why do you have to inquire submissively? Why do you have to render service? During the battle of Kurukshetra, before the battle began, Yudhishthira, he crossed from his side and went to the opposite side, and he touched the feet of grandfather Bhishma. Because Yudhishthira knows that grandfather Bhishma alone can defeat the whole Pandava army. Bhishma alone can defeat all of them. He crossed over, he went to Bhishma and touched his feet, and Bhishma blessed him with victory. From there, he went to Dronacharya. He touched Dronacharya's feet, and Dronacharya blessed him with victory. He touched Kripacharya's feet. Kripacharya blessed him with victory. And Duryodhana was like, what is this nonsense? You guys, are you with me or you are with him? Why are you blessing him with victory? And grandfather told Duryodhana, if you like, touch Yudhishthira's feet. But Duryodhana was so puffed up, so arrogant, that he didn't want to touch the feet of Yudhishthira. So you see what happens? Humility. That's why Jesus said in the Bible that if you lower yourself, you will be exalted, right? If you humble yourself, you will be exalted. If you exalt yourself, you will be humbled. And that's what Lord Chaitanya explains. That Trinada Pisunichina. Being humble is very important, not only in spiritual life, even in materially. If you are humble, you achieve higher goals. If you are at your workplace and you be humble, everybody likes you. And if there's any opportunity, you are the first person they will consider, because they say, oh, this guy is very humble. This guy is very humble. We need to consider him, right? So humility is very important. So like I'm saying, that Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, Krishna is telling us how to find the truth that will let us come out of this monkey consciousness. The monkey consciousness that the Bhagavatam today says is telling us. We approach the truth. And Krishna, after knowing the truth, what does Krishna say? Verse 35, Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, verse 35. After knowing the truth, what would the truth do to you? Krishna explains. And when you have thus learned the truth, you will know that all living beings are but part of me, and that they are in me and are mine. After the spiritual master explains the truth to you, then you come to realize that, wow. Krishna says, then you will come to the realization that, wow, each and every living entity is part of Krishna. So we are all brothers and sisters. So I don't have to look down upon anybody. We have to be harmonized, right? We have to interact properly, and collectively we can achieve our goal. Krishna didn't end there. Let's continue. The same Bhagavad Gita, chapter 4. These texts are so sweet. Then Krishna says, once you know that truth and you try to live together in harmony, then what will happen? Verse 30 says, when you come to that level, then Krishna said, even if you are considered to be the most simple, right? The boat of transcendence. When you are in deep sadhu sangha, that is called the boat of transcendence. Say, if even you are considered to be the most sinful of all sinners, once you are situated in that boat of transcendence, then what will happen? You will be able to cross over the ocean of miseries easily. Yeah. Krishna didn't end there. He said, once you get that knowledge and you are situated in that boat of transcendence, then what would that knowledge do again to you? Then Krishna continued in text 37, the same Bhagavad Gita chapter 4, text 37. He says, as the blazing fire turns firewood to ashes, O Arjuna, so does the fire of knowledge turn all reaction to the knowledge is like fire. And it doesn't have to be like just theoretical knowledge, because you are in the association of devotees. That knowledge must be transformed into action. Don't become like the lady who told her husband, oh, I love you so much. Now I'm so in love of you. I love you so much that I cannot sweep the room. I love you so much I can't cook for you. The love has overtaken me so much that I cannot cook for you. What sort of love is that? So it's like you tell Krishna, oh, Krishna, I love you so much. Krishna, I love you so much. See me, I'm chanting your Ram. I'm chanting your Holy Krishna, but I cannot clean the temple room. You know, the love has engulfed me so much, Krishna. I cannot cook. Love is not something passive. Love is action. And that's why in the Christian Bible, it is said that you cannot say you love God when you hate your neighbor, you hate your brother. What sort of love is that? Here, Krishna says, after knowing the truth, everyone is part of me. So you say, Krishna, I love you. Meanwhile, you hate the people around you. You cannot even have, I mean, what do we call it? Common interaction with your your fellow devotee. What sort of love is that? It is no love, right? So Krishna, he says, after we get that, and that knowledge brings all the reactions in material reactions to ashes. Then what again that Krishna say? Bhagavad Gita chapter 4. It's so sweet. Now go to verse 38. The same chapter 4, verse 38. What does Krishna say? In this world, there's nothing so sublime and pure as transcendental knowledge. Such knowledge is the mature fruit of all mysticism. And one who has achieved this enjoys the self within himself of time. Well, this knowledge and you put it into practice, you don't have to wait till you die before you go to the spiritual world. That is childish talk. Like the Christian will tell you, oh, when you die, then you go to heaven. You have to start experiencing it now. So if you want to go to God, if you want to go to the spiritual world, you have to start experiencing it now. You don't have to wait and die before you say, oh, I'm done. You should know the sweetness of the pudding lies in the eating. When the guru gives you the knowledge and you put the knowledge into practice, you begin to enjoy. That's what Krishna is telling you. There's nothing so sublime as transcendental knowledge. It's the mature fruit of all mysticism. And once you achieve, you enjoy the self. You don't have to wait. So if you are chanting and you are not seeing the progress, then you know something is not right somewhere, right? But don't be discouraged. Never be discouraged once you are doing this devotional service. Why? Why don't you have to be discouraged? Now, as you are here now, if I decide to give you 1 million, I say, hey, oh, I want to give you $1 million now. But there's an alternate. The alternative is that I'll give you 1 penny. But that 1 penny, it will double every day for the next 30 days. The two of them, which one do you like? Choose now. Tell me. Which one do you prefer? I give you just a penny. But the penny will double every day for the next 30 days. Or I'll just give you choose. Million. Everybody will say million because we are so engrossed in material consciousness that we are so dull-minded. We don't think. So immediately we hear $1 million. But I tell you, if you like, do the calculation with your phone. Do the calculation and see. 1 penny. The next day, it becomes 2 pennies. That is the first day. The second day, it becomes 4 pennies. Right? The fourth day, it becomes what? 8 pennies. The fifth day, it becomes what? 16 pennies. Yeah? The sixth day, it becomes what? 32 pennies. The seventh day, it becomes what? 64 pennies. The eighth day, it becomes what? $1.28. Right? The eighth day, it becomes what? 256. Now continue. By the time you get to the 30th day, you'll be having more than $5 million. So that is the process of devotional service. Gradually, you associate a little bit with you get your penny doubles. You do a little bit service here in the kitchen, your penny, it doubles. Like that. So it keeps doubling like that. By the time you realize you are so full of the mercy of the Lord, of Guru and Krishna. This is the way that Srila Prabhupada. That is why we should be so grateful to Srila Prabhupada. He has given us the process by which we can come out of this monkey consciousness. Other than that, you will be swift 5, text 21 and 22. And he shows you, it teaches you the gradual process of transmigration, how the souls in the plants, the souls in dull matter like stones in the earth, they transmigrate, they come a higher level because the plants are higher than them. So they have to come into the plant level, and the plants, they are lower, the plants are lower than creeping animals like snakes and worms. So the next level, you come to the snake and worm level. The next level, you come to the animal level, and then the human level. And even in the human level, the ghost body is even higher than the human being, according to that verse. And higher than the ghost body is the Gandharva body. And higher than the Gandharva body is the Charana bodies. And higher than that, it goes up, 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 until finally you come to the level of Brahma. But Prabhupada forewarns us, why do you want to go back? Now you have the opportunity to go and never come back. So why do you want to go back? And so this is why we have these scriptures to teach us. Because it doesn't matter which religion you belong to. If you don't follow properly, you go back down. Like in the Quran, Surah 2, verse 65, it tells us how some people became so sinful and that in their next life, God turned them into apes and swines. And the same Quran tells you, God, when he's talking about reincarnation, that if you don't become perfect, you keep going with the circle. Didn't I give you life? It from you, gave it back unto you until he returned to me. Surah chapter 2, verse 28 in the Quran. Revelations chapter 3, verse 12. He said, he that overcometh shall I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall no more go out. So if you don't overcome, you keep coming out. But if you become a pillar, pillar means you become a permanent entity in the temple of God, which is the spiritual world, never to go out again. But if you don't, you come back. Whether you agree to it or not, you come back. That is the science of Krishna consciousness. I think I'll have to give you a chance. Usually, I don't like to talk too much. So if anybody has any questions or comments, then you can let us discuss. Yes. What's your question? You mentioned about being humble, being adult, being humility. My question was regarding in the material world, like so many other things, you're incentivized to prove yourself, improve your ability, because no one can ask you what you're capable of, so you have to demonstrate that constantly. So where does that sit in this whole lecture, in this entire discussion that you just did? Okay. The question the person is asking is that in this world, we realize that wherever you are, it becomes like a normal thing that you have to prove your abilities. So if I have to prove my abilities for people to accept me, for people to recognize me, then what is this issue about humility that we are talking about? How do we reconcile that, right? Yeah, how do you reply now? Okay. So it's simple. It's like when you build a very beautiful house, like if you go to Beverly Hills, the buildings in Beverly Hills, see, rich people live there, right? If you go to such nice place, exotic place, beautiful, you build a beautiful house. What is the next thing they do? They plant grasses, beautiful grasses all over the place, right? And they will get up every day and they will shave the grass, very beautiful. And they will put a sign on it, do not trespass. If you step on the grass, you'll be prosecuted, right? But this grass, do you know why the grass is being exalted so much? Because the grass, the nature of the grass is that you can walk on him. If any dirty thing, if you step on any dirty thing, you wipe, and the grass doesn't complain because the grass is so humble. When you get any beautiful thing, you bring the grass, you take your money and you buy this grass and you plant him and you hire someone to take care of him, water him nicely, shave him nicely, and then you put a sign beside him that whoever trespass will be prosecuted because the grass is so humble. That's why anytime you have good money, you have to spend money to buy him to decorate your environment. Then you take care of him. So similarly, if you take a humble position like the blade of grass, even though people may trample on you, all right? But because of that humility, when the appropriate time comes, the very people who are trampling on you, they will use their money to exalt you because now they realize how precious you are. But unfortunately for me and you, why we are there is we are always looking for the immediate reaction. So if someone says any bad thing to us, we want to react. We don't sit back and try to reflect that this thing the person has said to me, what am I going to gain from it? There is nothing that happens to you that happens by chance. Every single thing that happens to you, you have created it for yourself. So once it comes to you, you should sit back, reflect on it, and start what must I have done that is bringing this reaction to me? Why is this guy disrespecting me so much? What did I do? Maybe I should have gotten worse situations, but because of the mercy of Guru and Krishna, I'm just getting this token reaction. So you rather learn from whatever comes your way. But if you are fully materially conscious, then instead of you learning, you rather react. Let me give you an example. If you are walking and you meet someone and the person gives you a slap, how are you going to react? Immediately you want to reply, right? But you replying doesn't mean you are paying back. No. When the person slaps you, it means that you have done something that you deserve a slap at that material moment. So if the person slaps you and you forgive the person and you sit back and reflect that, oh, I might have done something that is it, then you have paid your karma. But if you pay him back, you have set another karma in motion. And that is why biblically, when the disciples asked Jesus that, for how many times should I forgive my brother when he offends me? He said, forgive him 77 times, 7 times. Can you imagine it? Someone was offending you and you forgive him so many times, like multiplying 77 by 7. That is how many times you have to forgive the person, right? Why? Simply because each time you forgive somebody, you wash away your karma, that karmic reaction. You've paid for it. So now your slate is being wiped gradually. But anytime you reply, you set another karma in motion. And that is why the whole process of devotional service, like this thing, is teaching us how to show love, how to love people, so much so that we will always want to help them, no matter what they do to us. We still want to help them. In this way, we gradually wash off our karma and build up what? Clean slates. Because at the end of the day, if death comes and your slate is wiped clean, then you don't have to come here and come back to God. Do I make sense? Look at the tree. The tree offers everything for you giving you the fruits for free. When the sun is hot, you sit under the tree for shade. He's always rendering service. But if even you don't respect the service and you cut the tree down, the tree still will not be angry. He will still allow you to use him for firewood. That is how humble the tree is. When he's giving you all these facilities and you don't respect it, you don't show appreciation, and you even go to the extent of cutting him down, he will still allow you to use him for firewood. Can you do that? John chapter 5, John chapter 14, chapter 15, from verse 10 in the Bible. Jesus was telling his disciples that if he loved commandments, this I have followed my Father's commandment and abide in his love. So if you follow my commandment, you abide in my love, and we shall be one with the Father. Then he goes further to explain the love, that love he's talking about. He said, greater love hath no man than this, that a man lays down his life for his brother. This is the extent of love he's talking about. Now you ask yourself, am I truly ready to lay down my brother? If you are not, then you cannot even become the disciple of Jesus. Because this is the type of love he's telling you. Look at Srila Prabhupada. At the age of 69, he left India. He was very comfortable. He was very comfortable at the temple in Vrindavan. He left, coming to America with no money. He suffered 2 heart attacks in the ship. If it were you, what would you have done at the age of 69? He came, and you know where he came? New York. New York City. Among the hood. And this old man will wake up and cook. The beginners, the devotees who started coming, he will cook and feed them. He was so humble. So exalted him. But if you are here and they ask you, oh, Prabhu, can you cook the breakfast? Oh, Prabhu, I'm sorry. Yesterday I did not sleep early. So I'm so tired. I cannot cook. So this is the nature of what Prabhupada has taught us, how we can be so humble. Most of the time we see ourselves as very, very big. But come to think of it, when you are walking, how many times do you recognize the ants, the little ants that are crawling down? How many times do you see them? If one ant is crawling over here, will you be able to recognize that one ant is crawling here? Yeah, like I actually thinking about it. Like I watch What about germs? That little tiny germs. When you are them, yeah, your vision is not giving you the. But if we compare, let's compare ourselves, not even to Krishna, the Supreme Lord. Let's compare ourselves to Lord Brahma. Bhagavad Gita says 1,000 ages put together is Lord Brahma's one day, and the same amount is his night. Do you know 1,000 ages? There are Treta Yoga, Satya Yoga, Treta Yoga, Dwapara Yoga, Kali Yoga. To evening 6 p.m. And the one cycle of that, one cycle of the ages, 4 ages, is 4 billion 320 million years. 4 million is 4,320,000 years. One cycle. Yeah, I might have to bring the class to an end. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Govinda, Adipurusha, Kalam Bhajami, Govinda. Amanda Shikmaras, Yahweh, God, Govinda, Adam, this was we get our parents. Like if I'm not ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of mission. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his father's mouth. Attachment to his father's faith is the perfection that fulfills all the things. He opened my darkened eyes and faced my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, better protection. From him ecstatic remind my days, by him ignorance is destroyed. The very scripture sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor, God the master of all the devotees. Oh, master, be merciful unto us. You the Lord's foot. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay. Thank you. And I will come. Thank you. Found in the Padma Purana of Krishna Prabhupada, spoken by Satyavrata Muni in a conversation with Narada Muni and Sunaka Rishi. In the month of Kartik, one should worship Lord Damodara and daily recite a prayer known as the Damodara, which have been spoken by the sage Satyavrata and which attracts Lord Damodara. Found in the Sri Haribhakti Vilas 2:16-198. Translation number 1. To the Supreme Lord, whose form is the embodiment of eternal existence, knowledge, and bliss, whose shadow here brings us to and fro, who is beautifully shining in the divine realm of Goku, who, due to breaking the pot of yogurt that his mother was churning into butter, and then stealing the butter that was kept running from a swing, is in fear of Mother Yashoda, but who has been caught from behind by her who ran up attacking the greater spirit. To that Supreme Lord, Sri Damodara, offer my humble obeisances.
Upon seeing his mother's whipping stick, he cried and rubbed his eyes again and again with his two lotus hands. His eyes were fearful and his breathing quick, and as Mother Yashoda bound his belly with ropes, he shivered in fright, and his pearl necklace to this Supreme Lord Sri Damodar, who is bound his devotees' love, offer my humble obeisances.
The super excellent pastimes of Lord Krishna's three were drowned in captains of Gokula and pools of ecstasy. To the devotees who are attracted only to his majestic aspect of Narayan in Gokula, the Lord herein reveals, I am conquered and overwhelmed by pure loving devotion. To the Supreme Lord Damodar, my obeisances hundreds and hundreds of times.
O Lord, although you are able to give all kinds of benedictions, I do not bring to you for libation, liberation, nor eternal life and Vaikuntha, nor any other boon. My only prayer is that your childhood pastimes may constantly appear in my mind. O Lord, I do not even want to know your feature of Paramatma. I simply wish that your child may be enacted in my mind.
O Lord, the cheeks of your blackish lotus face, which is encircled with locks of curling hair, becomes reddened like cream of food to Mother Yashoda's kisses. What more I can cry like this? Millions of hours, no use to me, but may this vision cosmic reign in my life.
O unlimited Vishnu, O Master, O Lord, be pleased upon me. I am drowning in an ocean of sorrow and am almost like a dead man. Please shower the rain of mercy on me, uplift me, and protect me with your nectarian vision.
O Lord Damodara, in your form as a baby mother, in your form as a baby mother, Yasuda bound you to a grinding stone with a rope for tying cows. You then freed the sons of Kubera, Venagriva, and Nakuvar, who were cursed to stand as trees, and you gave them the chance to become your devotees. Please bless me in the same way. I have no desire for liberation into your indulgence.
O Lord, the entire universe was created by Lord Brahma, who was born from your abdomen, which was bound with rope by Mother Yashoda. To this rope I offer my humble obeisances to your most beloved Srimati Radharani and to your unlimited pastimes.
Shri Shri Damodara Stakam ki jai, Radha Damodara ki jai, Anita Vishaka ki jai, Jagannam Balaji Subhadra ki jai, Shri Bonita ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Gora Pramanande.